A silent street. Tom lived on a very noisy street. Every day, there were cars, dogs barking, and people talking loudly. But one day, Tom woke up and everything was quiet. He looked out of his window. No cars. No people. No dogs. Why is it so silent? He wondered. Tom put on his shoes and went outside. The sun was shining. Birds were singing. But the street was empty. He walked to the park. There, he saw some kids. They were playing a game. It was a silent game. They used their hands to talk. It was a game of charades. Tom joined them. It was fun. He acted like a monkey, a fish, and even a tree. Everyone laughed without making a sound. Later, Tom learned that it was Silent Day in his town. One day a year, everyone stayed quiet to enjoy the peace. Tom went back home. He read a book and drank some juice. It felt good to have a quiet day. The next day, the noise came back. But Tom remembered the fun of Silent Day. He hoped to play the silent game again next year. The Jacket of Soldier. In a small town named Greenwood, there was a museum that held the memories of many brave soldiers who fought in wars. In one corner of the museum, under dim light, was a jacket that looked old and worn out. It was known as the Jacket of Soldier. Lily, a curious young girl, often visited the museum. Every time she went there, she was drawn to that old jacket. She always wondered about the soldier who wore it and the stories it could tell. One day, she mustered the courage to ask Mr. Roberts, the museum's caretaker, about the jacket. Mr. Roberts sat Lily down and began, "That jacket belonged to a brave soldier named James. He was from this very town and went to fight in a big war many years ago." Lily listened with wide eyes. James was very young, just about 19 years old, when he joined the army. That jacket was given to him as part of his uniform. He wore it with pride. Everywhere he went, the jacket went with him, continued Mr. Roberts. Lily could imagine young James, full of dreams and hopes, wearing the jacket and marching with his fellow soldiers. Mr. Roberts continued, "The war was tough, and many battles were fought. James, with his jacket, faced rain, mud, and cold. But he never gave up. That jacket kept him warm on cold nights and protected him from rain." "But why is it here?" Lily asked, her voice trembling a bit. Mr. Roberts sighed. One day, in a fierce battle, James was injured. He was brought back to the town. Though he recovered from his injuries, he was never the same again. The scars of the war stayed with him. He decided to give his jacket to the museum. He wanted people to remember the sacrifices made by many like him. Lily felt tears in her eyes. "Is he still here? Can I meet him?" she asked. Mr. Roberts looked at her and nodded. "Yes, he's still here. He's old now and lives on Maple Street." The next day, Lily, with a bunch of flowers, went to James' house. An old man, with grey hair and a gentle smile, answered the door. Lily introduced herself and told him about the jacket. James invited her in. They talked for hours. James shared stories of his friends, the battles, and the tough times. But he also spoke of hope, love, and the importance of peace. Lily realized that the jacket was not just a piece of cloth. It was a symbol of bravery, sacrifice, and hope. As she left James' house, she promised herself that she would tell everyone about the jacket of soldier and the brave man who once wore it. Weeks turned into months and months into years. Lily grew up but kept her promise. She often took her friends and later, her kids to the museum. She narrated the story of James and the significance of his jacket. Through Lily, the story of the jacket of soldier became a legend in Greenwood, reminding everyone of the sacrifices made by brave souls for the sake of their country. Run, White Rabbit! In the quiet town of Hoppington, children loved to play in the fields after school. Among the children was a little boy named Ben. He had big brown eyes, always filled with curiosity, and a mop of curly hair that bounced when he laughed. Ben's favorite thing in the world was watching the white rabbits hop around in the meadows. One day, as Ben sat watching the rabbits, he noticed one that stood out. It was a beautiful, pure white rabbit with bright blue eyes. Unlike the other rabbits that hopped around playfully, this one seemed troubled. It kept looking back as if expecting someone to chase it. Suddenly, from a nearby bush, a large cat emerged, its eyes fixed on the white rabbit. Ben realized that the cat was planning to catch the rabbit. Without thinking, Ben jumped up and shouted, "Run, White Rabbit, run!" Hearing Ben's shout, the rabbit's ears perked up, and it started running faster. The cat, surprised by the sudden noise, paused for a moment but then continued its chase, its eyes still fixed on the white rabbit. Ben wanted to help, so he picked up a small stick and threw it towards the cat, trying to distract it. The stick landed near the cat, startling it, and breaking its focus on the rabbit. Taking advantage of the moment, the white rabbit quickly darted into a small hole under a tree, disappearing from the cat's sight. The disappointed cat hissed at Ben and slowly walked away. Ben, relieved that the rabbit was safe, approached the tree and peeked into the hole. The white rabbit, now calm, looked up at Ben with gratitude in its blue eyes. Feeling a bond with the little creature, Ben decided to visit it every day. He brought carrots and lettuce, and the two became fast friends. He even named the rabbit Snow because of its white fur. Word spread around Hoppington about Ben's bravery and his friendship with Snow. Children from all over the town came to see the famous white rabbit and hear the story of how Ben saved it. Years went by, and the story of Run, White Rabbit, Run! Became a popular tale in Hoppington. Parents narrated it to their children as a lesson about courage, friendship, and the importance of looking out for one another. And as for Ben and Snow, their friendship grew stronger with each passing day, proving that even the smallest act of bravery can lead to the most beautiful friendships. The Queen of Rain. In a town named Dripland, it rarely rained. The sun always shone, and the ground was dry. The people of Dripland wished for rain. They wanted their plants to grow and to have puddles to splash in. A little girl named Lily often heard stories about the Queen of Rain. The stories said that she lived in the clouds and could bring rain whenever she wanted. Lily wished she could meet her and ask for some rain for Dripland. One hot day, while sitting under a tree, Lily saw a big, silver cloud. She decided to climb the tallest mountain to get close to the cloud and meet the Queen of Rain. With her small backpack and a bottle of water, Lily started her journey. After hours of climbing, she finally reached the cloud. To her surprise, she found a huge, shimmering castle made of water droplets. She entered and met the Queen of Rain. She was tall with hair like flowing water and a crown of raindrops. "Why have you come, little girl?" the Queen asked. "Dripland needs rain," Lily replied. "Our plants are dying, and the children want puddles." The Queen of Rain smiled. "For your bravery and heart, I will give Dripland rain." Lily was so happy. She thanked the Queen and quickly climbed down the mountain. As she reached Dripland, it started to rain. Everyone cheered and danced in the rain. From that day, Dripland had enough rain to keep it green and happy. And every time it rained, Lily remembered her adventure and the kind Queen of Rain.